number 1. Karate for defense only. Eh? Rule number 2. Fast run rule number 1.
Hello and welcome to the end of the road to Karate Kid Legends, our series where we look back at one of the most beloved martial arts franchises before the unlikeliest of crossovers. I'm your host, Ash Hobley. Join me today, Dylan Blight.
Happy to be here to end of the journey of the unlikeliest crossovers.
Unlikeliest of crossovers until the next unlikeliest of crossovers. Yes, today we're talking about Karate Kid Legends, which brings Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio together in the same movie. I don't think I've ever seen a reboot come back together with its original.
No, not in a sense where, like, you know, like if you view the Force Awakens or Jurassic World as like they were continuation reboots, or what do we call them?
Legacy sequels.
Legacy sequels. I was thinking of Scream, whatever the wording is, but But no, I've never seen something that's like set out to reboot the franchise and pretend another one didn't exist for a new generation, and then
like, oops, nope, they're together.
Yeah, and just follow up, just be like, no, they're actually together.
Yeah, so if you want to, you can go back and listen to us discussing all the previous Karate Kid films. It's a good time. But today we're here to talk about Karate Kid Legends in theaters now. So please be aware we'll be freely discussing anything and everything about plot themes in any of the movie. So if you want to come back later. With that said, let's discuss Karate Kid Legends.
You want to talk about it?
My mom wants us to leave everything behind.
Sometimes it is the only way to move forward.
You come to America. New rules. New school. No fighting. You make any friends?
Yeah, I did. One.
What's his name?
Mia?
You study karate or something?
Kung Fu. Used to. I don't do any of that anymore.
Yeah, you're clearly over it.
Who's your friend?
Connor, don't start.
You really want to do this?
You can't step to guys like him. He wins the 5 boroughs every year. It's the biggest tournament in the city.
In life, you have only one question. Is it worth fighting for it or not?
Directed by Jonathan Entwistle. Written by Rob Lieber. Based on The Karate Kid by Robert Mark Kamen. Starring Jackie Chan, Ben Wang, Ralph Macchio, Joshua Jackson, Sadie Stanley, Ming-Na, Aramis Knight, Wyatt, Oleff. After moving to New York City with his mother, Kung Fu prodigy Li Fong struggles to let go of the past as he tries to fit in with his new classmates. When a new friend needs his help, Li enters a karate competition, but his skills alone aren't enough. With help from Mr. Han and General LaRusso, he soon learns to merge two styles into one for the ultimate martial arts showdown. So I saw this movie earlier. I already talked about it on this week's What Do You Want to Watch? I had a good time. I really enjoyed it. I think it's fun. I enjoyed. I think Ben Wang is a fantastic lead and very charismatic and enjoyable. I think Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio are very enjoyable when they're on screen. Maybe they could have been on screen more, but we'll never know. But what was there was fun, and kind of seeing that trio and bantering and that kind of stuff was really, really enjoyable, and I enjoyed this more action-heavy, more proficient Karate Kid film from a martial arts perspective, I guess. Dylan, what are your thoughts on Karate Kid Legends?
I think the martial arts stuff was probably the worst part of the movie, to be honest. I nearly feel like I was it's a sort of weird movie, to be honest. I enjoyed it. I liked it. It's an odd bunch, and I really wonder how much studio involvement was in this to get it to tick some boxes, if you know what I mean. Because we had the training of Joshua Jackson's character, and then it like the overcoming the death of his brother, and then when you start introducing Daniel Russo and all this stuff, you start just being like, well, does any of this really feel necessary when we have so many other things happening in this at this point? You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I think the standouts is the chemistry when people are working together. So I think Wang, is very very good. I think he's a standout lead in this. He's really likable from the get go, in a way that I don't think any of the other protagonists were. Like even Daniel's like sort of less likable for the start.
He's
like
super cocky.
He has a bit more of the whingy pain, but like he like when he's challenging when he's going past his mother or whatever, it's not like, oh mom, fuck you, like sort of way. You don't see any of that sort of stuff. When he gets into fights, it's like he never threw the first punch. I really like the chemistry between him and the Sadie, whatever her name was, the actress. All I remember was Sadie something.
Is me as the character's name.
Sure. The girlfriend. The pizza girl. Pizza I really enjoyed Joshua Jackson in this. As the sort of like wholesome dad vibes. I was very much enjoying that out of him. I think all the training stuff between Lee and him was a lot of fun, and I was really enjoying that sort of chemistry and the vibe between him and the family. And then honestly, the weirdest thing, and I wouldn't have predicted this when coming into the movie, when they bring Jackie Chan into it halfway through, and we sort of change vibes a bit, and then we get Ralph Macchio come in and stuff like that, and I'm like, yous are fine. I was sort of enjoying the other gear Will's in. I was totally fine with that gear. Like I nearly feel like I didn't even need any of these characters sort of brought into the movie, which is odd because obviously the whole, like all the trailers centered around like those two characters being it and all this sort of stuff. Their chemistry is good when they're together, but the back and forth arguing about whose karate / kung fu styles better and all that sort of stuff. It's fun, but it never becomes more than that, and they never get enough time to really do anything with those characters. So I'm nearly like, I don't know, like did we need them? Did you potentially ruin to squeeze those two back into it for so much more? Did you ruin potentially giving more character development and moments to the other characters I was already really enjoying? Like you sort of, it sort of cuts its own feet off a little bit, I think. But I enjoyed it. But I just wonder how much was studio like, after the success of Cobra Kai, let's put Daniel in this.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. I mean, from what I've read, they were always planning to do a sequel to the Jaden Smith Karate Kid, and obviously it was in development hell for ages and eventually became this. I guess they brought Daniel back because, of course, he's the more famous one, and there's, I guess, more nostalgia in Cobra Kai as a thing. But yeah, I mean, the second half definitely could have used another 15 minutes or so, like even giving them a little bit more story to explain why they're there a little bit more, explain why he needs karate.
Yeah, because I really don't feel like
I definitely don't feel like the film explained why he needed to learn karate, even though it is a karate competition they're fighting in. It might be, maybe it's a little bit, I don't know. I don't know if the correct word is racist, but to say that, kung fu and karate interchangeable, it seems like it.
he wins with a kung fu move, so
yeah, that's true. So, unless karate is more about bending down further, lowering yourself. It's definitely interesting. Like, I think, would the movie have been better if it was just their story, or like not even bringing back Ralph Macchio? Like, you could have Mr. Han come back and like train him a little bit more, I guess. Or would you have not wanted the karate, the tournament thing at all?
It's really interesting because if you like, it's almost like I didn't want the tournament. If I'm being honest, I nearly feel like there's a different movie here where he trains Joshua Jackson. We get the boxing fight, and then after that, it's only like
he goes
it can
John
be
Wick and
fought-
goes and beats a
No,
pawn shop.
no. Like maybe he loses, and then he has to help Joshua Jackson train some more to get the overall victory, and at the same time he has to fight that kid in like sort of a street fight. You know what I mean? Like I feel like there's almost there's a different yeah, and like it's almost like at a certain point up until Jackie Chan shows back up, if you pause the movie and said, all right, Dylan, right, what would you have happen now? I would start going, okay, so he has to retrain him, and like maybe those two fight and blah blah blah. Like I would go down that direction, but then as soon as you bring him in, and then Jackie Chan's like, oh, you're fighting for the 5 boroughs now. It's like we change gears. We slide along into a more traditional Karate Kid movie.
Yeah,
I feel like it starts
they did want to stay
traditional,
in the formula,
but yeah, it starts traditional with the moving of cities. But I don't feel like the overall vibe. I really like the cinematography, and it didn't feel like the overall vibe of the movie was, apart from him coming to New City, it didn't feel like the other Karate Kid movies, to be honest. Because he already knows karate. He already knows kung fu.
Yeah,
you know. So yeah, interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. Let's run through the plot, and then we can bring up tidbits as we go along. Reading from Wikipedia, which is a great source. The film opens in the summer of 1985. Mr. Miyagi tells the then adolescent Daniel LaRusso about the origins of karate and the relationship between the Miyagi and Han families when Mr. Miyagi's 16th century ancestor, Shimpo Miyagi, washed ashore while fishing in China. Here, the Han family gave him refuge and taught him the ancient art of kung fu, which was branded as karate upon Shimpo's return to Okinawa with his Chinese wife and their children.
I really want to know how hard and at what moment someone sat in the room and said, "This is where we can connect the films."
I don't know. I feel like I should have gone back and redone that, checked that scene, if that's the exact same dialogue.
He 100% says the dialogue up until it cuts to the animated stuff. It is 100% the same. I'm pretty sure after that, I don't know what's going on there. I don't know,
but I know most of
from
it's
memory.
The same. Most of it's the same. It's just, does he mention the name Han or not?
Yeah, don't know.
Is whether a thing they put in or not. So somehow,
I enjoyed seeing the footage. Looked good to me. It looked like they cleaned it up somewhat. To be honest. It looked quite good. And having obviously just watched it as we did, I felt like it was noticeably better than whatever I'd watched on the Prime Video, whatever the hell we streamed it from. So
yeah,
that was nice. But yeah,
nice time. All right. In the present day, Mr. Han is the revered Shifu of a large Wuguan, which is a kung fu school in Beijing. Among his students is his great nephew Li Fong, who is hiding from his mother, a doctor coming to take him back to the United States after she accepted a job in New York City. She makes Li promise to give up martial arts and violence before they leave China, after Li's brother was stabbed to death by thugs led by his defeated rival.
This is a very dark like backstory to this character.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And like you think about it, it's like an alternate take of what could happen to Daniel after the first tournament.
Well, I mean, no one else in any of the like in Daniel's films or the Hilary Swank one, like you can't say anyone got fucking killed that forced them into what?
I mean, Hilary Swank's parents died.
Yeah, but that wasn't part of the.
That wasn't part of the story of
the kung fu karate story,
Yeah. I mean, all their parents died. Like at least one. Daniel's dad's
That's
dead.
it. All these characters are Batman. You solved it. Nice one.
Yep. You only get in the karate if one of your parents is dead.
Mm.
You know, even Jerome Lawrence, it turns out, stepdad. You know, so maybe his dad died as well. Or disappeared, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, really cool.
I was going to say, do you know how wild it is, really, when you think about it? This is the fourth protagonist in a karate / kung fu kid movie, and the first one of any Asian heritage.
Yep.
Mhm.
You know. Yeah, I mean, it was cool to see Mr. Han back and like teaching and them all doing the jacket on, jacket off thing. You know, taking all these lessons from the James Smith film. And it's made abundantly clear that Lee is like pretty talented, given his moves on the wooden stick thing.
Yeah, straight away you're like, this motherfucker moves.
Yeah, and then Mr. Han, like knowing that his niece is coming, sending like a little girl to just to stall her.
I like how they don't say his mum's coming or anything. It's the doctor's coming. The doctor's coming.
Yeah. Okay. And then the little girl just giving up the ghost when she calls her out. It's pretty great. So, all right. Lee struggles socially at school and meets Mia Lipani, daughter of former boxer Victor Lipani. They begin a romantic relationship. They're confronted by Connor Day, Mia's aggressive ex-boyfriend and a local karate champion of an MMA dojo demolition martial arts. After Connor violently beats Lee, his mother hires a tutor, Alan, who becomes his friend. Later, Connor again confronts Connor again at school, but realizes that Connor is a stronger fighter. Lee tries a flying kick learned from his late brother. Connor counters, exploiting Lee's vulnerability, and defeats him.
Very quickly, as soon as he did that, I'm like, he's going to win with that move.
Yeah. I mean, set it up early.
That's his crane kick. Yeah.
You know? And it's the craziest one of all the ones we've seen. Obviously, skipping over a fair bit there, including the nice meet cute of him going into the local pizza shop and asking for stuffed crust in the middle of New York City. An authentic pizza shop. Which even I know, bad idea.
Don't do that.
But it's a fun nickname that carries on through the rest of the film. You know, I enjoyed the aspects of like him. There's the whole school thing, and then him meeting Mia the day after, and like getting to learn New York with her. You know, teaching her their deal to get taught Mandarin. No, yeah, it's Mandarin.
Yes. Yeah, he teaches her Mandarin.
She teaches New York. You know, fun times. And then, you know, we do get the classic kid gets a black eye. And I like, Joshua Jackson, like giving him the makeup, telling him to wear a tea bag on his eye, but you didn't think to lock his door in the morning.
No. Maybe he did. Maybe his mum breaks in.
He didn't even defend himself. He could have said, I didn't fight. I got punched in the face. I got beat up, you know? Yeah.
That's the thing. She's like, no fighting. Explain, Mum, I got sucker punched by a bullet.
Yeah.
I was not fighting.
I literally got sucker punched.
He goes, yeah, I know. You didn't fight. Like, you got sucker punched. Like, let's clarify.
You know? I will say, I enjoy the what's his name? Alan character. You know? Grew on me over the course of the film.
When he's first introduced, I'm like, oh, this is a random one-off. Like, just a one-off bit that we're doing, yeah. But then as he kept coming back and, yeah. I don't know if he really, by the end of the film, helped him get better at any of the stuff.
No. But I liked his constantly telling him he's doing good, and then, like, no, not really.
Turns into his bro.
Turns into, like, his bro, yeah, best friend. Best man. One night, Lee witnesses Victor being attacked by thugs sent by his creditor, O'Shea, who also happens to own the demolition dojo and is Connor's karate sensei. Which is crazy, because we only see, like, one scene of them together. despite being his dad before like the end of the movie. It's pretty much
dad.
Connor's dad.
Is the owner of the thing?
Yeah, and the loan creditor.
Yeah, the demolition. I didn't realize that was his dad.
Yeah.
I just finished the fucking movie. I missed that.
I'm pretty sure that's the case.
I believe you. I believe you. I believe you. But why would Wikipedia lie?
Oh no, it says sensei. I just assumed it was his dad.
Okay, okay. So I didn't. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, you only see him once, and it's like, show no mercy, beat up this kid.
You see him there. You see him a couple times throughout the film, but he doesn't do a lot. To be honest, he doesn't. He's either sitting down in the chair, saying a one-liner to Joshua Jackson. He gets another couple, like just 2 second at most things where he's just in the shot. But yeah, unlike other, I guess, senseis, which I saw nothing of him like training anyone. He's probably the least interesting sensei.
But that's probably a modern day thing. So it's like you get other underlings to do the training for you. You know, you just rake it in,
possibly.
You know. Yeah. Forced to intervene, Li defeats the attackers. Grateful, Victor plans a comeback in boxing to pay off his debt and save his pizzeria and asks Li to train him. Initially hesitant, Li agrees and later becomes Victor's employee in the pizzeria. I really enjoyed the rescue fight where he's fighting the three guys. That felt very much like a Jackie Chan film, and like the choreography,
especially like when he's like whoa off the bin and stuff like that, or like when he swings off the ladder and like comes back and kicks it. Yeah, like it felt Jackie Chan-ish.
And kind of like working them against each other as well, that kind of stuff. So obviously Jackie Chan's fight crew were involved in this one, which I don't think they were in the last one. Oh well, I guess they probably were, but just for the one fight that we actually liked in the last movie, where he's beating up all the kids. Yeah, I enjoyed this whole training sequence and idea of it's a nice shift to think that the Karate Kid is the teacher to somebody else. I think it's a fun twist on the original formula. You know, and embracing the idea that Kung Fu is everything is Kung Fu. You know, it's not silly to get a Kung Fu person to teach you boxing. Yeah.
I don't know if boxing is Kung Fu. Like, pretty sure they're completely different, but that's fine.
No, everything is Kung Fu. Kung Fu is the origin of all martial arts. So
pizza is Kung Fu.
Pizza is Kung Fu. That's for sure. And yeah, it's fun to see the whole training sequence and, you know, me being hesitant with it at first and then going along with it. That's all super enjoyable. Whole build up and obviously showing off the 1-inch punch that we saw in the trailer and that kind of stuff. Yeah, good times. During Victor's comeback,
I very much enjoyed Joshua Jackson in this.
Yeah, I think he's really good.
This is when we get. I think he's really good in this.
He's like the mentor figure. Obviously, there's the conversation where he reveals to Joshua Jackson that his brother died, and like this is something he's dealing with, and that kind of stuff. And like,
you gotta move on or it'll eat you up, kid. Like,
yeah, you know, that's really great. You know, of course, we've got some teen drama here where the Mia invites him to like the local festival or whatever, and Lee sees Connor all over her. He's like, no. He gets all pouty.
I didn't like that. I don't like the scene because it was just such a it's such a throwaway just to do the typical drama bit, but also felt like very out of character for her to like that
to let him have her.
Yeah. It just seemed it felt weird. Yeah,
it did. All right. During Victor's comeback match, the opponent follows orders from O'Shea, knocks him out with illegal hits, sending Victor to the hospital. Lee, paralyzed by memories of his brother's death, fails to step in, earning Mia's disappointment.
Stop! He's dead already.
Yeah, I mean, someone.
How does he not get like all the money for like the part that
should be disqualified, right?
Yeah, he's disqualified. That's how boxing. Like, Is that
It
not how
should
the rules
be.
work? Like,
I don't think this is official.
yeah, I don't know.
It's like
I was
wrestling. If the ref doesn't see it, then they see the
I'm sure
illegal
the ref
shots.
saw it. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know
So,
about that one, Chief.
So yeah, I mean, pretty rough, and obviously, kind of builds up to the second half of the movie, and like, the guilt and the self-admonishment and all that kind of stuff. So, after avoiding Mr. Han's calls, he arrives in New York to confront Li. Upon learning the truth, Mr. Han encourages Li to return to martial arts to enter the upcoming 5 Boroughs tournament, both to help his friends and to confront his past.
He breaks into his house and has a fight
Yes.
with him first.
Yes. Such a Jackie Chan thing to do. Just attack
Now
him in
you
the dark.
see me. Yeah, I know when we was on What Do You Want to Watch, and you said he's a lot more Jackie Chan this one, and I was like, oh, I wonder if. But then, yeah, you get a scene like this, and you're like, yeah, he really is just like he feels somewhat like the character that you see in The Karate Kid. However, it's definitely the one who's no longer depressed.
Yes, he's moved on.
Mm.
Yeah. Han visited Los Angeles to ask Daniel LaRusso to help. Though hesitant, Daniel joins them in New York. Meanwhile, Victor has fully recovered from his injuries, and Mia and Li have reconciled with each other. I mean, it was nice to go back to the house, and do you see a photo of Pat Morita and Jackie Chan together? I don't know if that's a real photo. Obviously, they've pulled it.
That was some good AI, is what that was.
What?
That's some good AI, is what that was.
No.
It looked
Photoshop.
rough. To me, it looked very rough. When that popped up on the screen, I was glad it was there only for like 1.5 seconds, because right as my brain was going, ew, that's fucking, it was gone.
So yeah, we get a training sequence where Li studies both Kung Fu from Mr. Han and Miyagi-Do karate. Defense.
Just go back for 2 seconds. I do find it very funny how like anyone can just walk into the Miyagi house, and then Daniel's just like, obviously you're not an intruder. How'd you know Mr. Miyagi?
This was something I saw like an interview with Jackie Chan. He's like, oh, like seeing the original Karate Kid was something that inspired me to keep doing karate, or like keep doing martial arts. And like my friends at the dojo watched the movie, then we went and like trained harder. How old do you think Jackie Chan is?
60. No, let's say 74.
He is 71 years old.
Oh, it's close.
How old do you think Ralph Macchio is?
67.
63. He's only like 8 years older,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was guessing them close, because I knew they would have to be roughly close.
Yeah. So when you put it in that regard, it kind of makes sense why he's more of a sensei or whatever. Anyway, yeah, so he's getting trained. Yeah, so Li studies both Kung Fu from Mr. Han and Miyagi-Do karate defense from Daniel. I guess that explains, near the karate
They say
defense.
that, and like I've read that in something in the lead up to the movie before, but I don't feel like the movie did a good job at showing that that's exactly
what he was doing.
He was doing. Yeah.
Really, it was the excuse to get them both to beat up Li.
Yeah, and that one scene where they just keep
practicing takedowns on him,
using moves and trying to outdo each other's moves and which one's better. Just keep chucking him on the ground. That was quite funny. So, or even at the start when he first shows up there and he's on the ground, he goes, "Oh, there's 2 of them." Like that was good as well.
Yeah, this is a very funny movie. Like maybe the funniest of.
Yeah. I will say a lot of the reasons it's funny is I think honestly it's Ben Wang's
delivery and performance.
Yeah. I think like he's not the one making
Character.
the jokes, but he makes them work. I think
He's just a funny guy. While bonding with his tutor Alan, who has just lent Li his rooftop garden with pet pigeons as his makeshift training ground.
That's such
Mr.
a
Hart
random throwaway bit as well, where he's like, when people inherit stuff, they might get this. He's like, I've got this rooftop pigeons. Like, okay, dude.
Sure. Mr. Hahn
Is that,
and Daniel...
is that a reference to the fucking next Karate Kid with the birdcage? Like, what are we doing?
Could be, you know. it's no.
They originally wanted Hilly Frank to be there, like fucking feeding the birds or some shit. Like, what are we?
Yeah, I mean, the end of the movie was meant to be a bunch of pigeons flying across New York City.
All right, this ain't Mission Impossible 2. Like, what are we?
Mr. Hahn and Daniel develop a new variation of Lee Brothers' flying kick, a feint that lures his opponents into a counterattack, which Lee can then dodge and reverse. After many failed attempts, Lee finally masters the move. I love the idea that they're doing it on a New York subway turnstile.
Yeah. I like how he just keeps banging his head and like he's okay to keep going.
Yeah, this isn't going to affect speed long term in any way.
Yeah.
And just the security person just watch it on.
How long is this going to go on? I don't know. Like, as long as you can take it, lady. Like...
I'm paying. I can do what I want.
Yeah. I like how they make sure he's like, I fucking...
Putting money in there.
Yeah, we got money on it. Like, it's fine.
Yeah. During one of the semi-final matches, a victorious Lee is nearly ambushed by Connor's thugs from the audience, but Daniel and Mr. Hahn quickly respond. This whole tournament very quickly put through. I mean, all of them were very quickly put through. What I appreciate about this movie sets the rules very clearly. Very clearly stated. 1 point hitting the body, 2 points for hitting the head, or you win if you knock out, or 7 points. There were a lot of knockouts in this. There were never knockouts in any of the other ones.
No, no chaos.
But yes, I put that rule in because of these kids.
It really feels like it flies through those matches. Like, I know it's maybe the stereotypical pacing to something like this, but I feel like you've got to have a longer first fight, and then it's almost like any sort of sporty thing or whatever. It's like you have a longer first round where he has to overcome that initial fear of doing it, and then you can sort of speed through rounds to the next couple after that. But
I mean, the first round was technically the longest of all.
It was the longest, but it still felt like over. They just, especially when you're setting it across. Like, I feel like the idea of like fighting across different parts of New York, cool idea, not a good execution. They save it off for the last fight, which is cool and everything. But I'm like, when you set it up like we're going to fight all across New York City, and you just fly through them and don't use that as an opportunity to, I don't know, have cooler locations. It's a cool idea. I just don't feel like it was.
Yeah, like, are they cool just traveling from locations, or are they I guess they're taking time in between, like days. But that's also time that you're training more.
Yeah. You don't really see that either. You just know that's happening because there's that one scene where his mum, Ming-Na, went, like, it's like, how's the tournament going? And Jackie Chan's like, oh, missing one thing. Like, how many days is that later? You know, like,
yeah. Like, even the training countdown was like 7 days till the tournament. And the next time you see it, it's 0 days.
Yeah. So what have we been going 1 day each fight? Like, what do we?
I don't know. I will say something I need to mention. Him doing the like pull-ups while doing the jacket thing made me feel bad. It's like, I couldn't do that. That's crazy. Jaden had it easy. Yeah. All right, here we are at the final. In the tournament finals, Lee and Connor face off in an intense 8-point match with Mr. Hahn, Daniel, Dr. Fong, who finally approves of Lee's martial arts and even cheers him on to win, Mia, Victor, and Alan watching only in the audience. With the match tied, Lee lands the final blow using the adaptive flying kick, winning the match and overcoming his fears. Here's one. I don't know that he ever overcame the trauma of his brother's death.
I had that moment where he's like walking to the start of the fight where he sees a couple of flashes of his brother, but he pushes through it, I guess. But yeah. Also, I kind of nearly would have preferred them just to. It's like it's the finale, first to KO. I don't know. Like, fuck the rules.
I don't know if you could say that to a bunch of kids. You know what I mean? It's like, we want you to knock each other out. That's the goal of this.
Yeah, it's a fun army,
You know what I mean?
though. You know?
Well, he always gets knocked out. You get that scare that he's going to be knocked out.
Sure. Big
So,
Rocky moment.
The Rocky moment,
and
you know.
yeah, and then the other thing that someone in my audience, or it sounded like at least one or two people laughed at, was the CGI face of Connor when he's like flipping backwards at there's like that slow motion part when he's like, so he does the dragon flip kick thing, right? And then it cuts the slow motion as Lee's on the ground, like doing the sweep the leg motion. And as he sweeps Connor up, Connor like flips backwards and his face gets like really close to the camera as he's like twisting backwards. And it is not like it is. I saw it too. I was like, like it is. Yeah, and I had a couple people in my audience just start laughing. I knew exactly what they were laughing at. But anyway.
Yeah. Connor retaliates, but Lee swiftly defeats him and then shows mercy, earning Connor's respect.
Really disappointed. I was hoping instead of punching the thing, I wanted him to go boop.
Yeah, that would have been fun, but no, he
That would have
just
been way cool. Yeah.
puts the fear of God in him and all anything else, you know.
Yeah. And then he bows to him. So okay.
You know, I appreciate he didn't do the Johnny Lawrence thing of like, you know, oh, you know, this trophy's yours, you know. I'm a good guy all along, you know. I just got a bad teacher, you know. No, he just goes away like a little loser. Little bitch.
Yeah. That's what he should have said instead of punching the ground. He should have gone, oh, bitch! And then like just tried to suck him out, you know?
Yeah.
Get one of those ones.
Yeah.
I'll teach you.
Later, Victor has opened a second pizzeria location with Mia, and Mr. Han returns to China. A pizza delivery with a note and picture inside sent by Lee as a thank you gift reaches Daniel in Los Angeles, where Johnny Lawrence scoffs at the idea of sending New York pizza to LA. He pitches a new business idea, a dojo-themed pizzeria called Miyagi Do, much to Daniel's chagrin.
Very funny scene.
See, this is how you end a movie. You don't like cut at the end of...
I was laughing for a second because it does do the freeze frame on Lee.
Yes, it does.
Like,
but then it has a
was
proper
like,
finish.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, I'm fine with the end of that. Like, did the tile card thing and come back. I was like, oh, okay, epilogue. But yeah. The Johnny Lawrence stuff is all very good.
Yep.
Very funny.
Yeah, I'm sure it'd pop for all the Cobra Kai fans, you know. Yeah, you know. That's it. That's the other movie. Anything else you want to talk about that we didn't cover?
It's a weird title. Karate Kid Legends. Obviously, the implication, I guess.
I mean,
Legends
I feel like maybe this movie,
but
it's interesting. Like the heavily marketing of Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan, I think, obviously helped people get into the film and want to go see it, but may have hindered the film due to people's expectations of what it would be.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going into this looking for a lot of Ralph Macchio, go watch Cobra Kai. Like,
yeah,
I guess that's
it's a double-edged sword, you know.
I wonder if this does well what they'll want to do.
Well, it's already made 40. Let's see, on a $45 million budget, it's made $47.7 million in the
China
1 week. That's predominantly the US and Canada. Okay. Let's have a look.
See if this movie's going to make a lot of money in China.
No, it hasn't been released in China yet.
Interesting.
Or Asia.
I assume that it will do well, and they'll probably want to move forward on the sequel. I think you keep Ben. You can just continue Ben Wang's story at this point, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like we're not going down a hey, the bloody Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan and Johnny Lawrence are training more.
No. You know, they could like give him advice, like, but you don't like on a phone. Like, you know, I don't know that you need to bring him back to, you know, unless you want the same kind of comedy beats, I guess. You know, it would make more sense if Jackie Chan came back rather than Daniel LaRusso. You know,
if they wanted to get like whoever, if you want to do the he has to face someone who requires him to learn aggression, and they bring Johnny Lawrence in. Do that, I guess, if you want. Like, if you want to go down the different teachers need different...
Teach you different things, you know.
Teach you different things, and Johnny Lawrence will teach the aggressive Cobra Kai style to him. Now he's got Miyagi, Han, and Cobra Kai style all in one.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know what you would want to do in a second movie. You know what I mean?
I mean, they just could, you would just write some. You'd just come up with new, interesting villain for him that have to face off against in some other tournament. Like, it's pretty like this. You should do the stock stand thing, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, like you can't do a recreation of the second movie. You know what I mean? Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He already came from Asia.
Yeah.
Unless they go to Japan, like proper Japan.
Yeah, I mean,
like he goes to Tokyo or something, you know, so fight, represent America. He goes to the Olympics. It's karate, you know. There you go. Sony, is selling you a bunch of ideas.
I don't know. But I'd be more interested just to. I'd be interested to watch it just for the returning story of him, Mia, and Joshua Jackson. To be completely honest, so
yeah. Yeah, this fun little unit. Yeah. All right. Well, that's our thoughts on Karate Kid Legends. Let us know what you think of this film by letting us know on Blue Sky at explosionnetwork.com or find us on other social media at ExplosionPod. If you want to help us out here at What Do You Want to Watch, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or on Podchaser. Leave us 5 stars. And you can leave 5 stars or just tell people about the show. And if you've enjoyed this episode or our mini-series, and thought it was worth $1, head on over to our Ko-fi page at explosionnetwork.com/supports. Thank you very much for listening. Until next time, remember, everything is Kung Fu. Even podcasting.